Hello my lovely spectators, Dee Dee here. Welcome to my studio and part 3 of my creation of my butterfly emporium journal that's going to house all the lovely pieces that Joey Cardmaker has created for his 5,000K subbie milestone. I am working towards my 500. So anyway, if you saw the other two videos, then you know I've created this from another book. Normally Joey has set it up for this size, but I wanted to be a little bit bigger and a little bit extra, and I have put together the videos where I did the cover first, and then I dealt with how to construct the signatures in part 2. And so now let me show you where we're at, and we're going to do final touches for part 1, meaning collection 1 of the butterflies. So he's got 5 different collections of butterflies. I'll show you some of that details in a minute. So we did the cover from an old book, and I just offset this, so I continue to keep his cover. I love it. Green is one of my favorite colors, and the gold highlights here, since this had the gold, it fit right in. We have 5 signatures. I made my spine 4 inches, so a little bit larger because I'm using scrapbook paper, and I did sew in, for the most part, my other signatures for the other 4 collections, right? There's a little bit of crackage going on here because this was a thin piece of paper that I printed out. This background is from Joey's kit, and but I'm not worried about it because this is mine. I can put a little more tape. There is tape behind it. It's just the nature of things. And we have his pocket, and I did this on my own. And on the back we have the other side as well. Not as much, but a little different type of situation there in a pocket here. So there is a back spine piece, and we're going to be adding some hardware to it. So we're going to take out the hardware just to get these boxes out of my way. I'm going to put on one of these. I think this might be too narrow. I'm not sure. I'm going to go with the gold, of course. Oh no, hold on. Okay, yeah. I'm laughing because you don't know what just transpired here. Basically, the alarm went off for my glucose because I have just finished eating dinner, and yeah, I had to turn that off, and as I took the phone off, it slammed into this. So this will look slightly different than it was before. But anyway, we're going to keep it moving. We were trying to pull some pieces to finish off finishing touches. I just want to see, because I love the crocodiles. They're great. And they, for the most part, will fit pretty much fat ones. This one, however, this is the one that creates the oval. It's not as it's not as forgiving, so I thought I was gonna be able to use that, but not going to be able to use that. So we're gonna just stick with gold, which is what I was doing. Ooh, the star is cute. Do I want to do the stars? Sure, let's do 2. Oh, they should both be gold, and this is just gonna be for me to have a closure. I'm gonna do, okay, I'm seeing things. I'm gonna do a ribbon closure, nothing fancy at all, just something simple. I like a little puffy ribbon here and there, and I just bought a lot of black ribbon. I felt like I didn't have that in my stash, so I'm just put this to the side. So I have my crocodile. I know that this fits for the most part. I'm going to take out some book corners just to dress it up, and so we're going to take, of course, gold. Hopefully these are going to fit. I didn't check. So we have 4, 2 and 2. Okay, let's put that one. Let's close that back up and put it back. And I have this little tool that actually, this is for the ones that, you know, like to make a wristlets. I guess wristlets, is that the word? Yes. All right, let me adjust my lighting because I feel like, hello, I didn't put it quite correctly. And yeah, let's get you guys situated. All right, so we'll do these at the end because I do want to put the signature into the thing. I'm gonna show you. It wasn't pretty before when I was doing it. It's not going to be any prettier now. It's going to be crazy. I have a couple of piles, and I'll talk about these piles in a second. So let me just show you what the signatures will look like when I get the other butterfly kits. So this is what we have. So he gives us a piece of a background collage for each of the color stories. So each of the color stories is going to be, I used scrapbook paper, so mine are a little bigger, so I had to find a way to kind of use it without overusing it and losing too much paper. I left it a little bigger because, you know, it is thicker, it won't lay as flat. And then I had to put pockets. He does vellum. I decided to use these pockets that I get from the Target spot, the dollar spot. They're not $1, but so I used these guys in the last video, and I showed you how I cut those up. And basically, you know, you get 15 of them for $3, but I actually got 30 of the skinny pockets and 15 of these pockets from one packet. I'm still looking for some because I didn't buy enough, but I put a call out to some crafty people if they find it to kind of hook me up. So let me just flip through this real quick so you can see. So this is let's see the names. Let me be more precise, you know, than just trying to, you know, wing it. So the 5 different ones is going to be warm, fresh, calm, jewel, and antique. So he gives you these volume tabs. So this is volume 1. And then in volume 1, we have Petal Blush, which is this first one. And then I'm going to have these 2 pockets and 8 pockets here. This is Rose Magenta. Again, 2 pockets and 8 pockets on this, back and forth. Then the other names, where is it? Can we get the little things? Is, here we go. Scarlet Velvet is this color story. Again, this is my center. So this is my template for my holes. This is called the Autumn Ember. And again, these are the printout of the butterflies on dictionary paper that I have, just because this was white on the back. So I just wanted to make it have something a little interesting. And then the last one is the Peach Bloom, which is here, and that'll be on a little bit of pieces of whatever on this one and the last. So that's how the signature will end. Okay. So these need to be attached to here. We need to figure out if I'm going to be using these or not. I haven't decided yet. And then I have all the other ephemera pieces that came with this particular one, for the most part cut. So let's talk about my crazy and how I did my signature. So I have some wax thread. This I purchased from the beading area at Michael's. I like it. They also have several that have a lot of different colors. So I'm just trying to hold down these right now with semi-successfully with some Scotch tape because I'm not going to cut a length of this. I've been watching Roxy, Rachel at Roxy Creations, and the way she does her pamphlet stitch, she doesn't waste a lot of this stuff. And this thing, I think in itself, this one is like, I want to say maybe $12, you know, got to get it on a coupon. And my black was kind of low, so I wasn't sure. So I have this gigantic needle because, yeah, I'm just crazy. So I couldn't find my shorter one. And this is a sharp one. She also, Roxy, just to reference her for the pamphlet stitching hints and tips, she uses a dull point, which actually I don't have one. I'm thinking, oh, I should get one because it makes sense to me. But we're here, and this is what we're going to do. So I do have this Pokey Tools. This is the Tim Holtz one. This is the one I could find. I don't know where my alls were. And so I'm going to open up to the middle. There's only 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scrapbooking, okay, papers in here. My template is this one, right? So I have, this is the top and this is the bottom. I made another template in my first one, lost it, don't know where it's at. But for every other one in there, I have already done this. So I stick it in here, and yes, I don't use clips. It's only 5 papers. Don't come at me. I've been successful with the other one, so I'm good. I'm gonna put it in the middle one, gonna close it up, and then I'm gonna push it through. Okay, and then I'm gonna open it up. I'm still holding it pretty tight. I'm gonna come to this one, put it there, close it up, push it through. Okay, and then excuse me, I'm gonna come back to the top one, put it there tight, and then I'm gonna push it through by closing it up, and I have my holes punched. Okay, there we go. So I don't need I don't need it at all anymore. Okay, so we're just gonna go in, and we're just gonna wiggle it a little bit, make it a little bit bigger, because I did have some struggles before. Okay, so now they're all punched, and I'm gonna take my thread, and I'm gonna unravel some of it. Okay. Keep it attached over there. Gonna thread my eye over here. Okay, I forgot, somebody said I should be putting the string to the needle, so yeah, to make it easier. And pull it through a little bit, not too much, right? And I'm gonna bring over my journal so you can see. I'm like, I can't get you any higher, a little bit. Guys, I am so impressed this time about my my signatures over here. This is lovely. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so impressed. Anyway, so 5, I've never done 5. I've done 3, and then I just skipped up to 5. Anyway, so my holes are on the outside, I can see them, and they've already been punched on the inside. So we're gonna go through my center, okay, and then I'm gonna go into this guy in the center here. Okay, I'm gonna pull it all the way through. Excuse me. Down here there is a hole that I can see that I punched earlier. I'm going to come through. It's going to be really loose. That's fine. I'm going to come over here. Let me find my signatures a little. I know if I clipped it, I probably wouldn't have all this going on. I'm going to find my hole. Okay. And excuse me. Having a rough time of it because I need to get some clips. But you know what? I think this is the first time I'm sewing a signature on camera, but it's all good. You know what? We learn as we go. What the hell? There we go. There we go. Bravissimo. All right, so we come off the bottom. Now we go all the way up to the top one. So again, I'm just going to pull a lot of extra. Okay, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to get myself through the holes really simply. I need all this space because I got this Gigantor needle. Okay, I'm going to go through the top hole. It's going to come out. And then we're going to go through the center. And so what Rachel from Roxy Creations was saying is that if you have a dull needle, then there's less chance of splitting the thread. What you don't want to do is you don't want to split this thread when you're pulling it through, because then you won't be able to tighten. So just saying. Okay, I'm almost lost it. I almost lost it. So now I want to go back in this hole. Let me find my center. Okay. Okay, because I wiggled it, I have some space to get that point out there. Alright, so yeah, this being a little bit big is causing me some agita, but that's alright. We'll figure it out. We'll get it. We'll get it. Okay. What does it say? Do as I say, not as I do. That's kind of what we're having a situation here. Okay, so I popped it through. Okay, we're bringing it through. The next thing you want to remember is that one of these strings needs to be on one side and the other one needs to be on the other side of this middle long piece. So I can get rid of this Gigantor needle. I could turn this over here. Don't need this bad boy anymore. And we're going to tighten up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten this. So I see this one moving in, so that's the one I want to pull on to tighten up over here. Okay, so I'm getting it to come up next to, see, we're trying to tighten it to that. I don't want all this extra, So I'm going to pull on that, which means that now I'm going to pull on this middle one to get them to kind of tighten up. Now I'm going to double check that one is on one side. Hopefully you in the screen. And I'm going to tighten it. Now the wax thread is what I've learned is when you do that, initially it doesn't slip. So it kind of holds it in tight for you guys. All right, these are like ridiculous, but I just needed. So there you go. I don't really have much waste except for this, and I could have even eliminated that waste, and I have everything back on the roll. So that was a really great tip from her that I'm enjoying. I think I'm gonna pull it just a little bit more. Okay, and we're looking good, I think. And then I'm gonna do one, and I'm gonna do two. Nuts. There we go. So then what I'll do is I'll go like this and I'll press, and we'll open it up the pages and press just to put some pressure on those holes. There we go. And this is our center. And then we will press the other way too. And there we go. And there we go. All right, almost done. Okay, and we are done. So here you can see from above my 5 signatures. It's not pushing them out too much. Right now it does still lay kind of closed. When we add the butterflies and stuff, it may pop it up a little bit, it may not. I'm just making sure that I have enough room, because I did have an idea of adding stuff. And here's the thing, I can always add a flip, a tuck, or anything to some of these pages if I wanted to or needed to later on. Boom! So my journal is done. Now, not so much, not yet, not quite. All of these goodies that came with the kit, we're gonna deal with. So here, even though this looks beautiful, I'm so proud of it. This is gonna fit perfectly between 2 of the threads. So I'm gonna be attaching that later onto here. So I'm gonna have to make sure that it's lined up and kind of lines up with the front. So that I won't do with you guys. It's just gonna be a gluing, setting it down, letting the fabric tack work. Okay. Again, these little tabs, like I showed you to go over the different names. Oh, I don't need this part. I'm going to be doing something possibly with that later on. I'm not quite sure how I want to address the tab. So let's open up the journal and start putting some ephemera in here. So it lays kind of flat. So if this bothered me, I could put some gold tape down there. That might be something. You know what? Why not? Hopefully that's long enough. Okay. Now I did ask about other elements that needed decoration in another video. So far, I mean, it was yesterday, but so far no one has really commented about any of those questions that I had. So I think I'm just gonna let it go and just gonna continue with whatever feels right to me. So just for continuity, I'm gonna go over here, find this one, and add a piece of tape over here as well. I'm not going to be too worried about whether it's longer, shorter than the other one, because you don't see them at the same time. And later on, oopsie. Come on, no. I probably should have just let it go and cut the other. Yeah, you know what? That's what we're going to do. And we're just going to cut. Now I need a little scissor. Okay, here we go. All right, let's just follow through on this side and cut off this little bit here. There, and a little bit over here. Because it's on like that fabric-y tape, it's gonna probably wind up coming off, so just gonna keep it on just the paper. Okay, so I have the gold accents all throughout, which I think is cool and whatnot. Okay, so let's look at some of the ephemera that he provided. So there is some that go specifically for the book. So we have this all has to do with the color swatch of warms, the warms colors, but this is the stuff that goes throughout. So here we have field observation, color family, warm, right? Here we have a bookcase. Oh, I need another eyelet, so I have to go get that. This is the system that we're talking about, right? He has the different color palettes. So there's going to be the warm, which are going to be the pinks and stuff, the yellows into greens, the blues, the purples, and then the neutrals. And then these are the people that created the Emporium. So we've got that. We've also got a membership card, which I have to put my name there. Collector's notes, a little pocket, collector's chronicle, and this lovely thing. I think this was supposed to be like the inside plate of the journal, but I don't have that page, so but we're gonna still keep it in here. Also on the backs, because I printed them on white cardstock, this lovely pattern is from Cindy over at Scrap Rat. You can go to her Ko-Fi. This is called her avocado lace. So I have printed out a bunch of those, and I just glued them up and let them set up last night so that I could cut them out and ink them around so you don't have to watch all of that shenanigans. And then we're going to finish putting this up together. So I do have the collector's notes. So for me, I have a pocket that's here because that's the pocket that Joey included. And there's also, I could put this there. And because I did this, I made this a pocket. So let's actually do this. So we have this here, right? I wanted to keep it. I think I'm going to put it in the back. So here's our people. We'll put them here so we can learn about the people. Okay, so I did that little decorative edge with a punch. We're also going to put in the color system. Well, I'll put that in the back, I think. And then we have our observational notes, our notes chronicle, and then our membership card. So we're going to put that here. Now this, I'm not too sure about. Let's see if we can find a spot for it back here, maybe. I don't know. We're going to put our color system in the back pocket, as well as the plate, the book plate that I didn't use. We'll put that back there too. And I don't know, I don't have a spot to kind of put that. So you know what, I'm just gonna put it in the pocket here, just because I don't want to not use it, but I don't see a spot right now for it, because even though some of you may say put it here, this is for the warm palette. So here are the pieces that come with the warm. Now I did back cover a lot of them because I didn't know where specifically they were going to go. So we have a pocket for the color swatches, which is this. And we have a pocket, a little seed pocket, right, that goes with that. And so this was a little bit of wetness that came at my house. So, you know, that dredged it up. We have this, which is the Butterfly Emporium, and then we have the volume 1, which has to do with what the hues are about. So what I want to do is, using this, which is the page for the rose, I'm going to put everything here. I thought about adding an additional page, but then what else would I have put there? So I'm not too worried about it. So for right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put at the beginning of the warm, I'm going to put this guy here, right? Because why not? And then on this, I'm going to put our color swatches. I'm going to put it over here. Okay, so let's get the art glitter glue out. Okay. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'm going to put that there. Okay, that looks good here. So I got our color swatches here. I'm going to put our little seed packet here and the swatches here, because, you know, why not? And then we've got this one, which shows all of them. And I think that would look very pretty, just as a little decorative element, even though I have, I don't know, I kind of don't want, maybe use it as a journal card. Yeah, let's just do that. That'll be it, okay? The bookmark, I'm going to stick in here for now, because I don't know. Well, no, I have to do a eyelet and put a little tassel on it, but I'm going to stick it in there for now. Now, these pages are going to have all the butterflies, but then we have so many of these lovely pages, and he also included pieces like this. So it might be nice to just pop a piece here and there just to add a little something. They kind of go like, this gives me the scarlet, this is giving me the blush, you know. So I want to take these pieces and like add them here and there. So that's going to be something that I do. And I can do that on my own, but I did want to kind of talk about what I could do. So I had scraps from the bottoms, from the tops of these pieces. And even though I'm using this as the first pocket as the swatches, right? This is the warm. So I was thinking, what if I, let's see, where are they? Where did they go? So we have like petal blush, right? Putting them on these and then making like a little tab and then attaching a little tab here. But then it will stick out over there. That's the only thing. Okay, so let me show you what I mean, because, you know, right? This is gonna have stick out potential. I was thinking that I might put some ruffle or something, but I don't know. So that's the thing I'm at right now. I'm gonna attach this. These are scraps. I can use them as decorative elements, and I need to figure out, well, these are for the full warm, fresh, calm, and I don't know if I want to use those because, again, like I said, when you open it, you're already at warm. So I might just want to put down that this is petal blush and just add those little tabs right there. So that'll be something that I do at some point, and also decorate the rest of the pages. So let me put all this together, okay? Because I want to put the hardware on, and then we're gonna just, I guess we'll be done, because this doesn't have to be a super a long video, because I just wanted to kind of have fun and kind of finalize my fifth signature in there, and I wanted to show you guys my crazy method. I don't need this. Where's the pen? Yes, me and the pen, right? And you know what's funny is that Cindy from Scrap Rat, who I got the avocado lace digitals, so they're available in her Ko-fi. I'll link that below. Well, I've linked her channel for the most part below, because like she's a, you know, buddy. And so, okay, can I have my trash can back? Okay, the child, no. Now you gotta pick up the piece that's on the floor. Alright, so I'm gonna use that. Let's see if I can get these book corners on first. So, let's see if they fit. Do they fit? Okay, gotta open this a little bit. Let's hope, let's hope. Can they get in there? Yes, okay. So, I'm gonna press down and push this way with this flattener. Okay, and then I'm going to press down and then flatten this one. So let's see how that looks. Look at that, so nice. I know, guys, I'm all over the place. Okay, let me give you some more space to look. All right, again, so I'm gonna have to open them up slightly. So I'm just lifting them up with my nails. Okay, putting them on the corner. Okay. Now, if paper sticks up, you got to really pay attention and get any kind of paper, because I'm using a pre-existing journal. So I want to make sure that I'm trying to push them both in and down at the same time. And now this one, push it in and then flatten it down. Okay, so that way I'm not making any marks on the book corner. Okay, so let's see how that looks. Oh, that looks so nice. Okay, so while I'm here, let me just deal with the front. So we know that the front is about 10 inches, right? Just a little over 10 inches. So I'm going to look for the 5-inch mark. I'll take my pencil, and 5 inches is around here. Okay, and we're going to punch a hole. So I'm going to use the big puncher, and I'm going to go, I think it's 1/4 of an inch in. So we're going to do that. There we go. Lovely. Did I mess up the side? Oh, I cut a little bit into the pocket, but that's okay. It's not really doing that much damage. All right, and then let's put our little star. Whoops. Let's put our little star in here. Okay, it's not going in as smooth as I want, so I'll do a 7 plaza trick. I mean, other people have done it, but that's where I saw it. You put your pencil point in there because it has that thing, and it'll help spread open the hole a little bit more. And then we can push it in. Okay. Okay, so I'm just trying to make sure that I can clear everything. I think I need to make the hole a little bigger. So I'm finding one thing is that when I'm using other books and I want to put eyelets and stuff, that it's very difficult to have an eyelet that covers the depth. So I'm hoping that these guys are going to work out for me. But again, this is for me. I'm not selling this one, so whatever happens, happens. So let me turn it over so I can show you what I mean. See, I'm pushing it through. It's pushing some of the other pieces of the book through. Can you see me? Yes. I do that because I can see my finger wiggle because of the glare and whatnot. So I'm just going to go for it, and it's going to be fine for me. I would never want to sell something. Oh, it did a really good job. Let me see how badly did it flatten this. Oh, it's not that bad. Okay, I'm not mad at that. So we got our front. So let's do our back. Let's find the eyelet hole, okay, which is at about 5. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to push this in where the 5 is. Okay. On the back side, we got a little touch of that, which is fine. And then we're going to need to be aggressive with this guy because I had to go in there twice, right? Okay, so yeah. So I have a couple of ideas for some book covers that I want to make. And I'm thinking I'm going to need to, you know, come away from ephemera. I think doing so much ephemera for the last year and a half and all the challenges in making bits and bobs has kind of like stalled a little bit, to be honest, as I've been trying to think about where my mojo went. But yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I'll start making some more journals on screen, but they're very time consuming and I don't have the space that I want. But it's something that I'm doing because I'm also going to be selling soon. So yeah, so watch out for that. Okay, beautiful. That was nice. Okay, I don't mind that. They don't stand up the same direction, but I'm all good with that. So let's open up these guys and do the corners. I really hope that I am in camera for most of this. The camera is as high up as it can go unless I start to move my arm. But then, you know, if my arm gets moved, I don't know how much detail you can see. So I'm on the fence, guys. Okay, so now we're gonna look at this side. So my arm is gonna have that here. So I want to press in. I want to press down really well, and then press on the other side with my tool so I can get that corner. And then I'm going to go in, and while pushing in, I also want to press it flat. I really like this tool, so it's part of another, it's for something else, but I feel like it works really well. I used to do the book corners with like a pliers, and I felt like I was damaging them and putting like lines. This is great because it comes with these little things, which this one's acting a little weird, but they come off. So I'm sure we could find replacements for that if I needed to. Okay, let's, oops, see. Okay, let's put it on this side. Let's look and see if all of the paper is in. So I'm just gonna look again. See, I want to make sure that anything from here is in. Okay, and then we're going to press down, press to close it. Okay, then I'm pressing this way, I'm going to push this way, and then I'm going to actually press it down. And then I'm going to do this one here and press that down. Okay, perfect. Beautiful. Okay, so I have my hardware. I'm looking and I'm so happy. I'm so corny. Okay, where is my ribbons? Let's pick the ribbon. Okay. What you need? Where am I need? Sorry. Okay. I have this. Oh my goodness. Oh, let me show you that dictionary, guys. Look at this. I took it out. I have the cover out, these out, and I said, wow, they look really good. And they are like 8.5 by 11. I could clean this up a little bit, take a few sheets off so they don't tear like this. And they go on my printer lovely. Okay. Almost there. Almost there. Everything got craffalanched on. That's what happened. Here we go. These are the other 2 types of ribbon that I have. So anyway, sidebar. Okay, so this is some nice thin chiffon-y, right, ribbon, which I like. I have it on something else that I was making. I'll show you if you want to see. Like, you can answer me. Then this one is also, this is satin. So it's a little more structure, but thin, like that. Excuse me. And then this one is satin. This one's satin, but it's wider. So I don't know if that would be able to make it through the little thing here, because I usually put it like you do a tag top, and then I have the 2 strings, but I make them long enough so they could tie into a bow. You know, I'm kind of wanting to do this thick one and try that. Okay, so let's see if this even will go into, if I put it, you know, like this. So, actually I would have to put it in like this, because remember, I'm going to go in double thickness. So let's see. I just want to see if it'll come through. Oh, yes. Okay, we're going to do the big old chunky dog. All right, so as much as I love these, beautiful, we are going to make a mess and throw them to throw them behind us where they were. No, I'm going to put them in, I'm going to put them more or less in the bag, and the bags that they were in. So yeah, so I'm really liking this thick ribbon. I think it goes more with this darkness and the aesthetic of that. One of the other questions I had asked was about this wonkiness and putting like some gold tape on there. I really don't want to put the gold tape, but I do have gold trim. So I think I might look at that. So let's just put this behind. Okay, okay. Okay, putting this away. I am trying to look for the gold trim, but I don't see it. So that'll be a surprise the next time I pump out this journal when I decorate, I guess, the other one. So normally I'll do like 2 feet or so. Okay, I got this handy dandy little tool. Probably unnecessary, but you know we love our tools. And what it is it cuts ribbon. So I'm going to do about a 2-foot length. Okay, here. Right, so all I'm doing is, this is 12, so I'm going to do about this. And let's see, it gets warm, put it on a diagonal, and then it will cut and also seal it. So me being lazy with the 2 layers, you know, no bueno. But you get the idea. I'll do it better next time. Hold up a second. Yeah, so this won't fray, right? So we have 1 2 length. Now this one's already cut, so but I'm gonna peel off the little piece that I don't need. So you see how that's fraying? So let's fix that. We're just gonna put it in there, pull this side off, and get this side off of there. And now, see, it doesn't fray. Lovely. Forgot what it's called. If I find it, I'll put it in my Amazon shop, but you're gonna have to give me a couple days to look on where I found it. It wasn't necessarily the cheapest thing, but you know what? I liked it. I liked the idea of it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there we go. Then I just turn it off. Okay, they also sell these little wires, so if they get all nasty, whatever, and bent out, you can replace them. So we're just gonna turn it off, and I put it back in my drawer. Okay, there we go. Look at that. All right, let's do the front bit. So I'm going to get it to the middle, and then make ourselves a little tip so that I can pop it through the hole to the other side. Once it comes out on the other side, I'm gonna open this up. Okay. Okay, and then I'm gonna go open this up nice, pull this like that, I'm trying to keep it even, and then pull that like so. Okay, so we have a nice little end knot there. Beautiful! Look at that. That's so cute. I think it's so cute. We do the same thing here. Going to do my little pointy thing. Put it through the hole. Okay, on this side, I'm going to open it up. I'm going to make sure the right is on the right, the left is on the left. And then pop it through, trying to keep it even so not one side is not longer than the other. Pull them at the same time, and there we go. We have these lovely ribbons. And then maybe they could be longer because maybe you want even flowier bows, but I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna do that, wrap it around, and here is my closure. A nice little double bow closure. Okay, all right, so guys, I think I'm gonna stop there. I mean, there's nothing new or fancy that I'm doing to it. You know, it's done. The one thing that I need to do now is to attach this over here, which I need to put the fabric tack on, and then, you know, she will be done and it will be finished. So what I'm looking for is my fabric tack. Where is she? I know, everything is a she. Okay, so we got here. I'm gonna put across the edge. I want to make sure as close to the edge as I can, a nice little bead. And then like this. Okay. And spread it a little bit. Okay. And then do the center. So it's going to cover all my handiwork, which is fine. I intended it to do that because I didn't think I was going to do such a nice job. But hey, let's do that. Okay, so now let me make sure I'm not upside down. So I want to match. This is my top. That's my top. I'm going to go between my two seams that I did, the two signatures. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, looks good, looks good. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take, I don't really want to do this. I think it might be a mistake, but I wanted to put a piece of tape on here. Maybe I should use washi. That might be a more smarter idea. Okay, so I'm gonna, it's staying. Right, look straight. I think it looks straight. Okay, there we go. All right, so here is my spine. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so there we go. I want to say thank you again. Like Joey's thing has made it so easy to make something so pretty. And I hope you've enjoyed this little venture with me. I am going to go inside and decorate on my own, on my leisure. Nothing too crazy. I'm not going to make any more pockets. I'm just going to put some stuff. I'm going to put my name in the little identification card. I do have plans to write a little something there and maybe do something here. I'm not quite sure. And I've had to add the little names of the collections. So the Petal Blush, the Rose Magenta, the Scarlet Velvet, the Autumn Ember, and the Peach Bloom. And it'll be done. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you're new, please consider subscribing, like the video, give me a comment. That would be awesome. If you have been with me for a minute, thank you so much for your continued support. I would appreciate if you also like the video, and I enjoy your comments often. And so until the next time, we will look at something different. But when the next butterfly collection comes out, we'll bring this bad boy out. We will decorate the blue and talk about the colors, and then you'll see the pink butterflies and the blush butterflies in place. Until next time, ciao ciao, bye.